Welcome to Modalities Movement Therapy. I'm going to reveal the best method to activate the core, and it all starts with breath. When we breathe in through the nose, this pushes the diaphragm down. As the lungs expand the rib cage into a lengthened contraction. We need to, however, look right down into the pelvic floor because the diaphragm and the pelvic floor are fascially connected. These muscles need to be able to contract and strengthen, but they also need to be able to relax. As we breathe in, rib cage expands, pushes the diaphragm down, the pelvic floor muscles relax, creating space for the diaphragm to move into. Then we exhale through the nose. The pelvic floor muscles contract, assisting the diaphragm to expel the breath. The diaphragm then returns to its dome-like shape and structure and relaxes. As the other muscles contract, these types of contractions build stronger, more resilient muscle tissue. So they build strength through the entire range of motion. Include these contractions in your training routine and move away from sucking your stomach in because you stop using your diaphragm. Let's put this into practice. We're going to lie in a supine position, and I want you to start just lying flat on your back, bringing your hands onto your rib cage so you can feel that movement. Let's breathe in through the nose for about 4 counts. Nice, slow, steady breath. Feel the rib cage expanding. Intercostal muscles between the rib cage are lengthening, opening up, so it's a horizontal breath. As you exhale through the nose, feel the rib cage getting shorter. Those muscles between the ribs are contracting. Do that again. Let's slowly breathe in through the nose. As you exhale, try and extend your exhalation for 4 to 6 counts. Continue moving into that breath and expelling the breath through the nose. Now we're going to create a little bit of movement. If you find you have any tension around the rib cage, around the back, then just continue with that slow and steady inhalation before you move into this next option. You want to release any tension into the rib cage, around the back, around the diaphragm, before you move into the arch and the tuck. So let's breathe in. And moving into that next option, you can bring a little bit of movement into the spine, going into that arch. So we're opening up, creating more space that we can move into. Then we're going to push the lower back down into the mat. So you're expelling the breath, coming into that contraction. Now your first option is to keep the feet on the mat, but you should feel that the feet are getting lighter. The lower back is pushing into the mat, feet are getting lighter. Let's go back into that movement, breathing in, opening up. As you exhale, push into that tuck position. So this is your first option. Your second option is to lift the feet off the mat, but make sure you're still expelling the breath. When the lower back is in the mat, the feet are off. When the feet are down, only then you move into that inhalation. And exhale. So you're coming into that exhalation. This is a nice concentric contraction. You're expelling the breath. Contract, contract, contract. Get rid of all the breath out of the lungs. Let's do another 2. Breathing in. And exhaling. And your last one, breathing in and exhaling. So here I'm bringing the rib cage closer to the hips. We're shortening the space. We're expelling the breath. Hug the knees into the chest and continue with that, opening up and creating space that you can move into. Well done, and thank you for joining me.